I feel like the first half of the movie was way better than the second half.
Really?
Yeah, because it was so much more mystery. Like it was like I'm trying to figure this
Okay.
thing out.
Okay.
Once they started putting the pieces together, I was like, what are we doing? What is this?
That is good
But
points. Yeah.
I feel like it comes down to a lot to like uh alien ship versus alien. I like the idea of more so like it being more than one alien than it just being one like um or more than one alien on a ship than not just being the alien itself. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah.
um like I feel like us being able to learn about Otis and learn like about the industry in a sense and how not only they like look at black people sometimes, but also just like the field that they're in. I just you never really know until you're on a set, and that was like a cool insight for me to this movie. But I mean, I think it definitely had its scary moments, but it wasn't nothing too crazy like to call it like I don't even know if you would call it a scary movie or is it a thriller. I don't know. It's rated R. That's all I know. But what do you think about like just I guess like the first part of the movie? Since you said that's kind of wild. I said I like the first
I
part
mean,
better.
to be honest, I think your reasoning is actually very good
Mm-hmm.
because I felt the opposite. I felt the second half of the movie is like much better than the first half.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have a point. That mystery in the beginning, for me, made me feel like we were going to see like a much, much better movie in the second half. So
Mm-hmm.
like all that mystery stuff, that's what I love about scary movies because it's like the whole point. Once you see a scary movie once, it doesn't feel the same the second time.
All right.
So it had some good mystery stuff, but to me, all of the second half of the movie is starting to be everything is getting going and everything is flowing, and I feel like a lot of stuff is like hitting its beats. Uh,
Okay.
but first impressions, woo, for me, that beginning is slow as ever. Like an hour into it, I was kind of like, I wanted to open up my phone and be like, how long have we been here?
Okay.
Like I kind of feel like after 15-ish minutes, maybe 20 minutes, we kind of get what all the characters are doing here. We kind of get what's
Mm-hmm.
going on.
Right.
And there is like a side story with the what is it, neighboring ranch owner or neighboring
Mm-hmm.
uh
The neighbors.
yeah, the neighbors and like his childhood trauma bleeding into like this overarching story of the movie. That's in the beginning of the movie.
Does it though?
But
I don't know.
I think it does.
It gives us
But
context, but I don't know if
yeah,
it affects like what's actually happening.
yeah, it doesn't affect what's happening, but I think
Yeah.
like the meaning behind it, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
But that whole part kind of feels like a separate movie almost.
Yeah.
That the whole beginning is kind of like, wait a minute, what's this leading to? What's his storyline leading to? And then like, okay, here's the movie. So after like
Mm-hmm.
an hour, I'm kind of like, all right, are we rolling yet? Like, it's a lot of setup. So
Yeah.
then once it gets to like after that hour, to me, it starts going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when it comes to scary movies, it's a really big hit or miss margin because it could either depend on like the entire premise or that end. If you
Okay.
don't end on a good scary movie, it can really ruin it because there's a lot of scary horror movies that once you get to the end, you
Mm.
walk out kind of like looking behind you. You know, you're driving home in the middle of the night and you're like, I did not check the back of my seat. And you get home, you open a closet, you know, let me turn on the lights for a little bit before I
Yeah.
go to sleep. You know, I can't. And walking out of this, I was just like, dang, like what? This is not a horror. This is not a horror movie. This is not really. I guess it would be more thriller,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
it definitely could have
It wasn't.
gotten
I feel
more
like it wasn't.
horror.
I feel like it wasn't personal enough for it to be horror. Like in the horror movies, it's like you got to have that physical contact. They was just running from this thing the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah,
It was so far away all the time.
and I think something like that personal is a good word because if it was like the cloud,
Mm-hmm.
like the what are we gonna call it? Like
The space peacock.
The space peacock. If this was just in the image of a cloud that you couldn't really tell when you look up into the sky, I kind of would feel like this is a little bit better because overall, it's like we see clouds every day. We see clouds at night. And, you know, it may make you think about clouds differently. Like, dang, I've been looking at this cloud for a while in the shape of a bunny, and it ain't moved. Like, I'm about to get abducted. Like, something. And I think it really misses that feeling. And I did not get any feeling of true terror in the movie. It just kind of felt like an isolated terror movie. Like,
if y'all enjoyed that clip, make sure to tune into the rest of the podcast here on YouTube or on your favorite audio platforms. Just search up Why I'm Geeked and you'll be able to find it. Thanks for listening. Leave a comment and I'll see y'all in the next one.